Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox, and back there is
Sister Kate.
she's also shooting a video. Hey, we thought today we would take you on a little tour of our place and show you some of the wild edibles that we eat on a regular basis. And the first one is just way too easy. Let's see here. Can you see that? Guineas, wild guineas. Look at these blackberries. Can you see these? We just went today and picked, what, 3 quarts or so?
Yes.
Man, look at these. I'm going to pick these and eat them while we walk. We certainly didn't get them all, but see, blackberries. Yum. No, they're not thornless. So there's those, and then this right here is wild grapevine. And in addition to the grapes, which are just starting to come out, I don't see any here. These little tendrils that grow off of it, you can eat those. And the leaves, what can we do with the leaves?
You can.
Am I showing you too?
Yeah. You can wrap those leaves around a mixture of beef and rice, and it's called dolmades. You bake them in there.
So you can wrap up food in these and bake it over a fire or whatever. This right here,
It's hard to see that.
all right, I'm gonna pull it down.
It's very sunny.
Can I borrow your clippers?
Yeah, there you go.
Let me get this down. Ouch. What's going on here? We don't want these growing in our blackberry vines anyway. This right here is sumac. Not to be confused with poison sumac. This is staghorn sumac. And the way you know that, let me see if I can get one of these. Right there. Boom. Is it grows these berry heads on it. Here's the sumac. It grows these berry heads. These turn bright Christmas red pretty soon. And once it starts doing that, it'll start like weeping the sap. That's the time you want to pick it and then go hang it someplace dry. I can't shoot to 2 cameras. Go hang it to someplace dry, let it dry out, and then in the winter time, this is just chock full of vitamin C. And what you do is you just take a handful of these, they're super dry, put them in water, and it makes like lemonade, or you can just suck on them, and they taste pretty good. So that's sumac, staghorn sumac, and this is a delicious blackberry. All right, shall we go this way where we walked yesterday?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Ridgebacks are eating blackberries.
Yeah, our ridgebacks like the blackberries too. So here you can see more blackberries that aren't black yet. Here's our grapevine. And Sister Kate will show us some grapes here when we get going. There's more sumac that needs to come out of there, but not while I'm shooting the video. Oh wait, this right here
Wild rose.
is wild rose, which it hasn't started blooming yet. It's just getting ready to, right? Or are these
It
done?
already bloomed and it's forming
Oh, okay.
the rose hips right
So then these are forming the rose hips, and these will get hard and red like berries. And then in the wintertime, they're also a delicious source of vitamin C. You can actually buy tablets with rose hips, made from rose hips. You got to get them before the deer do, though. But that's another source of vitamin C. And you can eat rose petals.
And it makes you make rose hips tea.
Rose
The
hip
vitamin
tea. Right. Wait, look at my camera. Tell them how to do that.
I think you dry the rose hips and then you just steam
Make
them in
tea.
water. Yes.
And blackberries, you can make blackberry tea, and we have.
Blackberry leaf tea also. So you want to get the actual leaves off the plants and dehydrate them.
You get the leaves off the plant. We can't shoot 2 videos. You should only just shoot 1 video, and then you can just post it on your channel too.
Okay.
So you take these leaves from the blackberry, you dry them. You know a great place to dry things besides our solar dehydrator?
In your windshield of your car on the dash.
Yeah, put it on a tray, stick it in the back of your car. It'll be fine. They dry out. But you can make tea, and we have out of this. And what about
Make sure that you open or crack a window when you do that dehydrating though, so moisture can escape.
who told us about blackberry root?
Brother Travis at Set Apart Homestead. Blackberry root is a astringent. It's a shrinks swelling, and I've already tried it and it works pretty good. And so I've got a couple.
Do you drink it or apply it like witch hazel or something?
You dry the root, and I've got some roots over there in the garden drying right now. I put them in my dehydrator, and then you chop off a piece and put that and make a tea with that as well.
And drink the tea?
Drink the tea.
Okay. All right, so there's that wild stuff. This is wild lettuce growing right here, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so let's set this tripod up so we're not moving all over the place. Boom. This is wild lettuce. Right here. Can you see that? And it has little spines on the underside right here. They're pretty sharp. But it looks like that. It has a milky sap.
And it's a pain reliever.
Talk to him, Sister Kate.
I am not as up on how to make the pain reliever work. I know you gather a bunch. I think you boil it out.
All right, well, let's just talk about what we know. I don't want to talk about what we don't know.
Yeah.
So we can eat this though, right?
Yeah, we eat it all the time.
So how do you make
salads
it?
out of it.
We just eat it raw like this? What
We
about
just
these
eat it raw.
spines though? You got to get the little leaves that don't have the hard spines.
I chop them up. I chop the leaves up, and you don't even notice.
All right. There's more wild lettuce right there. Oh, what's that right there?
This is the.
Hold on, let me get the camera right. I can't even see if
Where
we
are my
can see.
clippers? We could clip it. That's the top of curly dock. The top part, you want it to be more that dark brown color like this one, and it becomes
here.
like a grain.
Can you see that?
And you can grind it, and you can make flour out of it.
Or add it to flour to make your flour go. Are there any leaves there worth looking at? There's some more down the road.
Yeah, the leaves start getting tough and
You see
stuff
that?
when
Where's
when
my
they
hand?
get older.
There
Your
we go.
hand's right in the middle of it.
All
When
right.
they get older, but the leaf, I've shown you many, many times, is curly on the edges. It's long and green, no spikes on the spine, and this is very edible. I mean, like lettuce edible.
This is yucca. It's edible, but we planted it, so we're not going to talk about that one. All right. More blackberries, more grapes. Oh my goodness, look at these blackberries.
Did you show them the bunches of the grapes?
No, I haven't seen any bunches yet. Look at that, huh?
They're actually up there.
All right, well, we're going this way. Okay, so just to keep you guys updated, this right here is all sumac, and you can see it's forming the seed heads. Again, once they turn really bright red and start oozing sap, that's when you pick them and let them dry. We have grapes. We have blackberries out the wazoo. Oh my gosh, these are so big. Oh,
Yum.
oh, and sweet. All right.
Yep.
Let's look on the ground. Of course, we have little oaks growing, which grow from the little acorn. The mighty oak doth grow. And you can eat acorns, but they're not that great. There's some that are better than others that have less tannic acid in them. But you have to rinse them many times. We did that once. We took a bunch of acorns, we shelled them, we crunched them up a little bit for more surface area, and then we ran them through lots and lots and lots of water, many changes of water. We soaked them in, and then we put them on a cookie sheet and roasted them. And then we ground them up into flour and made pancakes. And we wanted every bit of the honey that we put on those pancakes that we could. All right, this right here, which grows all over, is Korean sesame. So let me show you this. This right here is called Korean sesame. It smells like sesame. It gets a seed head on it that is, guess it, sesame seeds. We've eaten this like a pot herb with greens in a pot. We had a Korean family here that showed us how to make some really good stuff out of this. And yeah, this grows everywhere. My wife doesn't like it. All right, what do you got there?
White clover.
And what do you do with that besides just
You can just eat it.
eat it?
You can dry it and make tea from
It's
it.
kind of sweet.
And then the leaves, as you know, look kind of like the 4-leaf clover, but they're 3-leaf.
Okay, you got to hold it by the stem to show the leaves.
I know, can you hold those? Right, so right there, 3 leaves, and this is also edible. You can just munch it, it's good for you. Available everywhere.
We dry these flower heads out, again, by various means of dehydrating them, and then we just put them in a mason jar and it makes tea. And you just put it in your tea, pour hot water on it, and you use tea balls mostly, but you don't have to.
I use the tea ball, but it tastes like clover. It's got a nice flavor.
It's a nice little mild tea. I don't know of the herbal goodness of it. What do we got in here? Anything to eat? Oh yeah, pick the whole thing.
This is lamb's quarter.
Or some people call it goosefoot.
Or they call it goosefoot because of the leaf, and it looks like a sword, sort of, but it also looks like what a goosefoot looks like. And this is another one of those edibles that you can fry in your stir fry, you can put it in your salad, full of vitamins. Now, there is another plant that looks like this that's kind of dangerous. So the way you know this is what it is the head right here has a silver dusting on it. Make sure your plant, when you eat it, has a silver dusting on it.
And also, once you know what this looks like, nothing else to me looks like it. And as wild edibles go, this one's a good one. This one doesn't taste, a lot of wild edibles taste what I say is green. Grassy, which I'm about to show you some plantain here in a second, which is edible. But this actually tastes good. And we eat this a lot.
We do. We eat it a lot, and it also grows very prolifically. So if you get one that has the seeds on it and distribute them, you'll have plenty. And your animals will eat that too.
So down here on the ground, put my foot there so we can get it in the camera. Well, I guess I'll just have to do this. Boom. This right here, there we go. This plantain, you've got it in your yard. This is one of those wild edibles that I think tastes green, but you can cook this, and you want the tender stuff. This is already starting to feel a little hard, but you cook it up like a green and you can eat it. These seed heads, once they get more mature, again, same thing with the seeds, strip the seeds out, dry them out or roast them, grind them, and add it to your stock or a flour.
Psyllium is one of those things that's at natural food stores. This is the psyllium that's good for people with gut issues. So the seeds come off this seed head right here.
And what does psyllium do for your gut?
I forget if it's for you're stopped up and it makes you not stopped up, or if you have the opposite problem. I think it's the opposite problem. If you have something
a little bit
like
constipating.
No, diverticulitis and things like that, it helps to make your gut heal up.
So the truth is, we don't eat a lot of plantain because you can eat it, but it doesn't taste that good. And but that's plantain. Oh, also
medicinal.
Yeah, it's really medicinal. You can take a leaf and what the Indians would do is just chew it up like that, make a poultice out of the green stuff and stick it on an infected wound and then wrap it and keep that on there. A friend of mine, what's Jerry call himself?
Ozark's brother Jerry.
Ozark's brother Jerry, and he may even have it on his YouTube channel. He made a salve out of this and honey, which is also a natural antibiotic, I think, where they ground it up somehow. I don't know how they made it, but it was plantain and honey, and I had a nasty infected craterized thing on my arm that we'd been treating with Neosporin. We wiped that off, put that stuff on it, and it worked really fast, faster than the Neosporin had been. So
good for bug bites and burns too. Minor.
All right, let's continue on our journey. What else do we see? Oh, we saw sorrel down here the other day.
Yeah.
Here's sorrel, but that's not a good picture of it. Is that sorrel right there?
No.
No, what about? Nope. Okay, we'll find it.
It was farther down the road, I think.
Violets grow, but they're not out right now, and you can eat violets. Some people put them in high-end salads.
Yeah, violets are a springtime flower.
See, there's the plantain again. We need something to eat. We're starving. We're on the road. What can we find? There's more clover.
More blackberries.
All grass seed is edible unless it has the black stuff on it. Ergot or something. I know ergot's on wheat, but you can grind up the grass seed and eat it. Get off there, fly. I eat this one. Yum. Look at that. Wow. All grass is edible. So like these seed heads right here, if you were, in dire straits, you send the little kids out with a set of snippers and you have them all go gather a whole bunch of these, and then you have them sit around and strip out. These aren't ripe yet. Strip out the seeds, put them on a blanket, dry them out, have somebody else grind them up. You keep everybody busy to the level that they can be producing food for the group. All right, we're coming up on sorrel. Look at a pretty butterfly. All right, what do we got?
Okay, so this is sorrel. It has a purple flower if it's wood sorrel, and it has a yellow flower. We call it lemon sorrel. It looks like clover, little teeny tiny leaves.
These are kind of eaten by something.
And they also get a flower right here, and the flower is yellow, and the whole plant is edible, and it tastes like lemon. It's good for spicing up your natural salad.
And you see that? That's what it looks like.
Right. And then the flower head.
It does taste very lemony.
Yeah, the flower head looks like this, and then it comes out a little yellow flower. This is also edible and quite tasty.
Yeah. All right.
And then poke, right?
Yeah, you get the poke, I'll get this. This is another kind of wild plantain, or I think this is what they call, not the grass part, long leaf plantain right here. Not the grass. Like this, looks like that when it's growing. This is also edible. Again, as a pot herb, you really kind of want to cook it first. But, literally my wife walks outside about 10 minutes before she gets ready to make dinner, picks stuff like this, has a big pile of it on the cutting board, and then cuts it all up. And my mouth is watering just thinking about the food she makes. Throws it in there with some spices, and that's what we're eating, is that. And that's a little bit of rough wood sorrel. That and whatever rice or not, or pasta or potatoes or whatever, it just goes in there. But it's a lot, and it adds vital nutrients. What the heck is that? Oh, poke.
So this is the last one, poke.
And these berries turn, like some people call them inkberries or foxberries, I think also. They turn really purple blue. They'll stain your clothes. Although look at your hand. What's on your hand?
The purple spray.
Oh,
I had a duck I was taking.
Well, it'll stain your hand like that once they get ripe. And it's really hard to get off your skin, but I tried to dye a shirt with it one time by just mushing them all up and putting the shirt in it, and it all washed out. I guess I didn't have a mordant or something.
Have to have a mordant in the cloth before you use it. The other thing about these is hanging down like this, dark blue or purple, they look very much like grapes, and so little kids may want to eat them. They're poisonous. You don't want to eat them. And each individual little berry looks more like a pumpkin than a grape. Grapes are round, so this is no for the kids, but the edible part that people eat early springtime are the leaves.
But we don't, because here's the deal. You got to put it in 3 different changes of boiling water, and then you pour out the water and boil it again and pour out the water, and then it's this limp green that you can then eat. How much nutrition is left in it after you boiled it 3 times?
Well, it's high in vitamin A, and so what would happen if you ate it raw is you would overdose your body on vitamin A, which can kill you. So that's why it's boiled 3 times. But for some people, this was the only green they had in the springtime, and so they went through the trouble to do the boilings and the eatings.
We got one more thing over there. Look at those white flowers.
Oh yeah,
Let's go over there.
Yeah.
See, there's always more to eat. We're just walking through the woods. Actually, we're walking down a road. And we're not going to pick this one because it's valuable. So we'll have to go to it. Yuck. Well, I got my Crocs on. This probably grows all over the roadside where you live. Ugh, spider webs.
Much bigger numbers. than just one plant like this one.
Yeah, you'll see it all over the roadside. And you want to talk about it? Because you're the kind of the one that discovered it for us.
Sure. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 9 leaves on this long.
Looks kind of like hickory leaves.
Yeah, it looks like hickory, kind of serrated. And then what's the really important thing are these little teeny white flowers. This is elderberry. Oh, and it smells really good too. The elderberry flowers some people eat. I'm not familiar with that technique. The stem is poisonous, so you don't have any part of the stem, but these elderberries, when they're ripe, are small and dark, and they taste really good.
Yeah, where every flower is a little dark berry's gonna appear.
Right, it's just a whole head of these very dark little berries. You roll the berries off their stems, and they make jam. If you boil them with just the water and vinegar, it has enough pectin that
They smell good.
Yeah, it smells so good. It smells like jasmine.
And your mother smells of elderberry.
Right, she smelled very good. The pectin in it makes the jam set without needing to add any pectin. So you can make jam from these with sugar and vinegar and water.
And maybe we'll do a video on that at another time.
They're also very medicinal.
Yeah, and that's
They're
what
a flu
people.
fighter.
Yeah, they use the black elderberries, Sambuca nigris or something, nigra, for fighting the flu.
And viruses.
Woo! All right, going through the swamp. Yeah. So I think that's about it, right? Is that all we were going to show? All right, let's come over here so we can say goodbye. So that's it for this little round. That's not all the food we have to eat here, but it's all the stuff we looked at. We took a walk yesterday afternoon.
Right.
And said, hey, we should do a video today. Here's the point that I want to make. You need to learn your wild edibles. A lot of what we learned that's edible, other people showed us. Once you identify something properly, and the best way is to have somebody else show you. Pick it, prepare it, eat it, talk about it, and it locks it in your head, so when you're walking through this, you just see it. It just sticks out at you, and you're better at it than I am because Kate picks it every day.
It's one of my favorite things to do when we're walking anywhere. Is just look at all the things that are edible out there, even in town.
My daughter does that too.
Yeah.
Our oldest daughter says whenever she goes places, she thinks, you know, what could she eat here and that kind of thing. But let me disabuse some of you of a fantasy. It is going to be nigh on impossible for you to sustain life just off of these wild green edibles. There's not enough calories in it. There's no fat in it. You're gonna have to have meat and fat in your diet. And then at which point all the vegetarians go, no!
Nuts too. You want to get nuts because that's a part of it. But
And we have a lot of nut trees here, which we'll probably do in the fall. We have.
I think hickory starts falling midsummer.
Huh. We talked about this last year too, as long as we're on the hickory, and we're not going to go down there and show you, but we have a lot of hickory trees here. We thought about that if it became important, we would stretch tarps out underneath the hickory trees, and you're right, about July, right? They start dropping?
Yeah.
They start dropping all their nuts. They're in a husk. You take that off, the little nuts inside. And again, that would be a job for little kids. Go down and gather up all the nuts, lay the tarps back out. And you do that every day because you're getting fat and protein and calories. Right. And we have walnuts and we have acorns, and I don't think we have anything else.
I don't think we do either.
But learn your plants, learn where they are, learn to recognize them, learn to prepare them, learn to make delicious food from them like Sister Kate. You look like you're taller than me. I married a big Viking woman. All right, I'll see you out there.
Shalom.